I'm gonna let it ride for a little bit. My girlfriend Lois is here sewing. They've got to take off around noon, but she's frantically trying to get this quilt together up top before she goes. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our experience over the last 2 days. But in the meantime, my buddy is right here, my partner in crime. She is taken to Lois like no tomorrow, but I thought this was kind of funny. You're sitting in my chair. Yeah. If you have a cat, you know. So we suffered. Well, let me go through a couple more. Couple more. Well, let's see. No, let me show this first. Okay. This, like in Facebook, how things come up from feeds before, from 15 years ago, 10 years ago, or whatever, and this came up. I love this picture. It was rodeo weekend, and I realized. I mean, I love the red boots. Everything about this I love. And then I realized the back of her little jacket is embroidered. And I think mom might have done that. I don't think it came like that. So, I mean, that just makes this that much more special. Okay, so again, my friend Lois is here. She used to live in Grass Valley. They've moved to upstate New York, and we were making a baby quilt for a little boy named Jack. And she brought a pattern, and we both learned some very valuable lessons in patterns. Okay, first of all, I look at her and I go, I don't work with patterns. And she looks at me and she goes, I don't work with patterns. So now you've got, okay, great. I realize that rather than a pattern where it has like cut 5 strips at this and then cross cut and this and that, 5 strips is this. And I like to work one block at a time. Now, this quilt is very, very scrappy in nature, and I can't show it to you because it's a surprise for somebody. Well, we decided to go very, very scrappy. But then so you can't, cut 5 strips of this and then do that and that. I would beg every pattern designer, if they want to cut 5 strips at this and then cut across, that's great. I would beg for a single block with all the cutting instructions for each piece for people like me that my mind goes, The other thing we found on this quilt was some of the suspects are going one way and some of the suspects are going the other way. So you had to flip your brain around so that it was determined, okay, maybe this row gets done first and then this row, rather than trying to go back and forth. We determined in the pattern that one of the pieces would be smarter to do foundation paper piecing. So I said, okay, I'll do that. Well, no, actually, Lois said you can do that, but I'll tell you, I do that. And so that she didn't have to take her brain and go from traditional piecing to foundation paper piecing. I mean, it's a complete twist around. So once we kind of got it going, we're good to go. So anyways, again, Lois is having to leave today. She's madly trying to, you're taking a picture of Kitty on the quilt. She's madly trying to sew it together. And then she's digging. Oh, the other thing is we don't have to go to a quilt store. We've got it all right here. And again, the baby's name is Jack, and he was born in May. Is that right? So look at what she found in my stash. So this has to go on the back of it, right? Cute as a button. It's funky as far as how it's been cut into and all that, so she's going to have to piece it. The other thing is we chose to use grunge. We all love the grunge, and all of a sudden, I thought, we don't have enough of this grunge. So I called the local quilt shop. They didn't have it, and I'll show you. It's such a great background. Such a great background. And then I called Suzanne out at the quilt shop, our shop, TQS. She has this. She has it in wide backing. So we bought that. It's not even listed in the show store yet. So here's this. All right. So things are coming along. I'm impressed with Lois's skills, and I'm impressed that I can find something else to do just like that. Not an issue. And what's so interesting, this is actually funny. We'd look at the pattern, and we'd read it, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I look at her and I go, blink. Oh, yeah, blink. And I go, I'm not stupid. And she's like, I'm not stupid. And so here are these two grown adult women who have decades of quilting under their belt. We were humbled. And now we're seeing this pattern everywhere. Oh, it's so easy. Okay, that really makes us feel good. No, it's not. So, Guyleen Fitzgerald, who's been on the show, I saw this on her Facebook, and this kind of relates to what is going on here. But the work you see versus the work you have to put into it. It's called Life of an Artist. And I think that that's really, really true. People are like, well, they see that, but they don't understand the depth and all of that of all the work you've had to do to get where you are today. I'll have to show you in a bit. Okay, and then Judy sent this. Judy, she's done with her gnome her little gnome wool piece, and I want to. I love this. It is so funky and fun and wonderful. I want you to pay attention to something though, because in the end, you're going to have to back this thing. Okay, and I like how she took the green background and used a wave rotary cutter. I'm sure, and then she stitched it down with Big Stitch on a background, right? She also, on the edge of the background, on the top, I said the blanket stitch, and then on the side, she used other little things. So, I mean, the great thing about this project is that it really, it all comes down to what you're going to do about it. And I love the little halfies on the bottom, those circles, how she took each one and did something simply wonderful. All right. So thank you, Judy, for sending that on to me. And now, before we get into what happened at Palace Diang, this came up on Facebook the same day. All right. I love, love, love this. This is art. And to remind you what we did, I talked about on Monday, is at the DeYoung, they had an exhibit, and they have it every single year, and it's called Bouquets to Art. And so what happens is, it's like a 3 or 4 day exhibit because, of course, the bouquets go bad, right? An artist, a piece of art is then assigned to a floral person. And I have no idea if it's local people or if it's all over the United States. I mean, I really don't know. And then they pair them together, and then you see what the flower people do. And as I mentioned on Monday, I asked my friend Karen, who was going, and she just took so many. I thought, no, we've got to go through this, because to me, this is a grand lesson on how art imitates, I don't like the word steals, inspires, how it all feeds together. And yes, as quilters, we're artists, right? So here okay, I just did that one. Some of these I didn't title, so I'm going to be, oh yeah, I remember that one. Okay, so this is, would you say, an Aztec piece or something like that? To me, it does nothing for my soul at all, this piece of art. And I shouldn't say that. That means I'm ignorant of its use. But let's see what okay, some Pat said floral arrangers have competitions just like quilters do. Yeah. Okay, so take a look at this. That's the piece that goes with the piece I just showed you. And I'll go back. So take a look. It's spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I'm going to be saying that on and on and on. All right. And then Karen goes, I'm sorry, there were people in some of them and this and that. I don't care. So that is some of the flowers that were within that bouquet. I don't even know what that is, but man, they are gorgeous. Gorgeous. I should have Jackie here from Alden Lane telling us what everything is, but she's not. Okay, so this was art about water and this shortage of water. Beautiful. That's woodwork. I don't know if that's glass or what, but just what a gorgeous, stately piece. I relate to this, all right? And here's this. With the little octopus. We all need clean water. what in the world is that plant? What did that person use? I can see the hydrangeas at the bottom, but I just adore this. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and then it's going to pull back to classical, okay? So this to me looks like something you might see up in Alaska, an indigenous piece of art. Very Alaskan. I have no idea where they got it from, but that you see a lot of that when you go to Alaska. Let's take a look at this and see what that floral person did. And I've got a close up even more because they've woven some textiles into it. You know, you wonder, I mean, did they get these all, where did they get these flowers? I mean, seriously. And yay, so fresh and beautiful. Okay, so let's go back to this. This would be hard for me. I don't know about you. Okay, here's a totem pole. And this is what is reflective of the totem pole. Some of them I have, Karen took pictures of the whole thing, and then some are separate. But I felt like this one really, truly told the story of what was going on in this particular structure. And really, these bouquets are structures, right? And listen, if you have friends who are into floral arrangement and stuff, please share this with them because it's overwhelming and it's wonderful. Okay, so this one, it's about the baskets. And I don't know if those are, I think some are woven. I'm not sure if those are also wood ones. I'm not sure. But obviously it's inspired by some sort of native art. And I love the way it's spilling out of a basket. Okay, so you get this. Hmm. Hmm. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The structure, the color. Um, I got to tell you, going through all this too, I started to get overwhelmed. It took me about 2 hours to put this thing together. And I said to Karen, I said, I was overwhelmed. And she said, oh, we were too. That we were there for 2 hours, and then we said we have to get out of here. I'm only showing you some, all right? Okay, this is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Now you can believe it's going to have the flowers are going to have a very different feel to the one that we just saw. Look at that. You see, let me try something here. I kind of understand this one. Don't you love this, you guys? Okay. Oh, yellow house. When Karen saw it, she goes, I didn't get it. And then I came back and I saw it. This is spectacular. She took the shape, I'm sorry, it could be a he, the florist. I don't know. The person, like you've got the shape of the red building to the left or smokestack or whatever. That's the vessel. And then within the arrangement, you've got those black things coming up at the top that to me are indicative with the stacks that are going on. I think I could not do this. I mean, I'm lucky to pick flowers from the garden and have it look reasonable, right? Okay, what's this? Oh, look at this. Karen said this might have been her favorite arrangement. So gumballs. It did not, she said it did not translate in the picture as it did in person because you would walk around this and you would have the whole experience of a gumball machine. Man. Okay, what's this? Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And Karen, I'm going to say to you, your photography on this was spot on, because look at the red flowers and then you go up and there's the face, and then it's the leaves are curled around it. And this art could be disturbing to people, but you know what? I don't care. It's art. And art is an expression. The artist is telling a story, their story, somebody else's story, and how lucky we are that we have that opportunity to do that. Okay, what's this one? Okay, look, look at this. My guess it's Hispanic. I don't know what all those white things are. I don't know if they're animals or what, but this is extraordinary to me. These two pictures that go, these two pieces that go together. And I especially appreciate, it's not cactus, but you know what I'm talking about, the fuzzy stuff, how that relates to the thunderous sky and all of that. And then the way the flowers on the bottom, they look like whatever is following that horse, whatever is following, or donkey. I'm not sure. Sombrero, donkey, I think. I don't know. I would like to see that one in person. I thought this was beautiful. Okay, so note how things are getting more and more and more abstract when it comes to the art that I'm showing you. And look at the freedom that the florist is using to arrange the pieces to reflect that. And I'm pointing this out because something happens when it goes to real traditional art, like what we think of what you would find in a museum. So this is spectacular. I also look at this art, this particular painting, and I think, wow, wouldn't that be interesting to inspire a quilt to be made out of something like this, these colors and all that. And just think of all the quilting you could do on it. Think of that. All right, I'm going to say this too. Whenever you borrow an inspiration, always, always, always credit where you got it, because it really is poopy if you don't. We were just talking about that. And some people do and some people don't, but it's important that you do. Okay. All right. Okay, this is kind of weird, right? This is this is not my taste, but let's see what the florist did. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I don't know what the black things are in the floral arrangement, but it tells the story, right? Okay, this is a piece that my son and wife would hang in their entryway in a huge grand area. Very abstract, very modern. Wouldn't fit in my house particularly, but take a look at this. Look at that. And it was so funny because I was going on my walk and I called Karen, and this is after I put it together, and I said, "Man, I can't believe what you got." And we could just talk about, I said, "You know that big black splotchy one?" I mean, I would not say that to the artist, but that piece that went with it. And she goes, "Yeah." And the netting and the this and the that. Oh my gosh. And I think what they do, opening night, I believe they served dinner. I didn't was not at that one time when I went 5 years ago or 10 years ago with Alden Lane. But it's a fundraiser where people can buy tables, and then I believe when it's all said and done, you can buy the arrangements too. So it's a super duper fundraiser. Let me see what this is. Okay, so now we're getting into art that you might think that you might see in a museum, right? I'm This is, to me, and I'm not being mean, very controlled, just like the painting. Very controlled, very specific, etc. Whereas the black one before it, um, the person that Okay, I just saw this, Maureen. There's a fire in Livermore. What are you talking about? She goes, I hope you're not too close to the fire in Livermore. I don't, okay. I just well, it's not in my backyard. That way. I know. Let's get out of here. I gotta go.
No kidding. It's over.
Oh, I love this one. I love this one. And Karen said, "You know the one with the two with the waterfalls?" And I said, "The two paintings." Again, we didn't have these in front of us at that point. She goes, "I loved it. The way the bouquet flows down onto the floor, exquisite." I hope you're enjoying this as much as I did. Okay, so as they were leaving, she turned around and looked at this, and went, and then looked at the piece. And at this point, her brains were blown. Okay, look at the piece. Look at that. Imagine if you got handed this and you had to do something with it. Well, the artist did. Yes, yeah, they did. Wow. Wow. So it's once a year, and it is this is at the this isn't at the Palace of Legion of Honor. This is at the De Young, right, Lois?
What?
This was at the De Young, the
I
flowers.
think so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
But the Palace of Legion of Honor is also wonderful too. In the Bay Area, we are so lucky to have San Francisco right here that offers such glorious, and even the MoMA, the modern art one. It's different, but the more you can expose yourself to this stuff, great. You could take a picture of a painting because the colors strike you, like the one I talked about making into a quilt, and then use that just as your color palette by itself. So I've got everybody's going to kill me who's on the team, but I've got some really exciting news for you. As we said in our newsletter, the oak shots that we have been carrying will no longer be made. And so people went and bought, which is great because, oh, there's nothing like these oak shots. And so, let me see, where's the one? Like, here it's what? Here we go. Oak shots are when it's, one way it's a blue, say, and the other way it's a red, and then you get this shimmer in it. It's just beautiful. It's not cheap fabric. It's not cheap. But we were so dismayed. So, okay, we put it out there that that's it. And people bought up. Well, we got really good news the other day. I don't want you to think we're bait and switchers. We have access to what is left in the factory, so we're going to clean them out so that you guys can have this. And I know very few people in the United States carry this. I think it might be us, and I don't know. But that won't be up for a while because we've got to get them, we've got to bundle them and do all that good stuff. But that was super exciting that we can get our hands on this. I mean, we love Michael at Oakshot. We love everything about him, and he has been so generous to us. And to have him say, "Look, you may want to go do this." We go, "Yeah, we may want to go do that." So, I mean, it's not coming out tomorrow. Don't get all, as my dad would say, don't get excited on your first cruise. Don't get your underwear in a bundle. Did your dad ever say that to you?
No.
Don't get your underwear in a bundle.
Love your dad.
Only my dad. So I was thinking on Monday, we'll talk a little bit about the gnome and get going on that. And it is like applique where you have to layer things in a specific order. And then we'll do the leaves, not Monday. And then we'll do the dragonfly. I'm just trying to get it so that we can lay it out properly. And at first I thought about doing the leaves, but I think Mr. Gnome has to be next. So we'll do that on Monday, all right? And there's little things like his cute little feet and all of that. So anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it today. I know that it's kind of this was a weird one because it's really not a lot to do with quilting, but it is art. And one thing, Sujata swung by yesterday. She and Lois are friends. And, well, I'm friends with Sujata too. And we were talking about it's not what you look forward to do, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that. Make sure I'm saying this right, Lois. It is, what am I doing now?
Finding joy.
Finding joy in what you're doing now. And we even managed to find that in this quilt we've been working on. You'll never know the pattern. I'll never tell you. So, this Lois and I have had different adventures. This one's gonna rate at the top of our adventures. So, anyways, I hope you all got some more comments. Look here. Oh, let's see. Oh, Judy says the Massachusetts does an Art and Bloom in Boston. Hope someone's taken on the oak shot. Oh, the oak shot is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Oh, and Patricia says, my mom said, don't get your panties in a wad. Don't get your underwear in a bundle. So I'm glad I brought this to you today. I'll see you Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'm sure Dee's doing something on Saturday. You guys, I know with you, I don't even have to say it, but just in case somebody has stumbled on this new, go and sign up for our newsletter, because that's how we can contact you with what is coming up. Yes, we try and do it very regularly, Monday, Wednesday, Dee on Saturday, Barbara once a month on Friday for the BOM, but things happen, right? It's summer vacation and all that. So we want, that's how we stay in contact with you. Also, somebody else got hold of me, and I think it's BU right now, Bernina University, right in this time, and they've come out with that new machine that's supposed to be, wah! And I think it's too late to get on the waiting list, but people actually put down $1,000 to get on the waiting list, and that way they could get it, in order. And of course, Bernina would give you your $1,000 back if you didn't want that. And so somebody asked for the $100 coupon, and I said, just get it now, put your down payment down, get in line. And then she said, I can't wait to use the laser light. And I'm going, it has a laser light? Has a laser light. So if you're thinking about getting one, let me get you a coupon before you go to the store. You write me at alexandrsn@gmail. Moi will be looking at it. Okay? See you guys later. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me.